Good evening, everyone, and welcome to November to Remember. And here we go then, opening up the night with the Sandman going one-on-one against the superstar Steve Austin. This was a very interesting time in the career of Steve Austin. He'd recently left WCW in 1995. Bischoff never saw Austin as a remarkable wrestler, never saw him as anyone who was really going to make it in the big time, really. And Austin took the opportunity to jump over and do some work with Paul Heyman. Austin knew Heyman from earlier in his career. I can't remember when from. It must have been very early on as part of the Dangerous Alliance, wasn't it? Yeah, back in the early WCW days. And Heyman basically said, "You pissed off? Yep. Okay. Do you want to talk about it? Yep. Okay. Do you want to talk about it in front of a full arena full of ECW fans? Yep. Okay." And he brought him straight down. And it was a very interesting time that really sort of laid the groundwork for what eventually would become Stone Cold Steve Austin. So it's a really fun way of revisiting that with this match here. In the ECW arena, we've got the Sandman versus the superstar Steve Austin then. Let's see where they are in our ranking system. Stone Cold Steve Austin, currently 24th position on plus 14 after 39 matches. A win here would move him up a couple of positions. And then we have the Sandman currently in 133rd position on plus 3 after 14 matches. So probably doing quite well as well, to be honest. I see Sandman, I mean, in the grand scheme of the overall of wrestling forever, I see Sandman probably in that middling group. I don't think he's ever going to be one of the top guys ever in our roster, is he really? But he has his place, especially in the hardcore division. And of course, this is ECW, so there are no disqualifications, no countouts. Weapons are fully encouraged, which is what Sandman was going for there, the Singapore cane. But Austin was able to break it free from him. So what did Austin do in ECW then? So he turned up on September the 18th, 1995. And he used the platform to really develop his Stone Cold persona, as well as doing a series of vignettes running down WCW and the general manager Bischoff at the time. Most memorable in several promos, he mocked the Nitro host by introducing Monday NyQuil, where he was joined by Bongo on the set of drums. What a great start to the show. My streaming software crashed already. That's great, isn't it? Where was I? Yeah, so Austin was doing a little vignette on ECW called Monday NyQuil alongside a guy called Bongo, who was Steve Mongo McMichael. Well, basically taking the mick out of it, promoting the show. He actually went on to win the ECW World Championship, didn't he? Yeah. Okay, no, he never won the ECW World Championship. He went up against Mikey Whipwreck for that championship. However, Whipwreck got a big surprise victory. Massive in, which is what you've got to do. There's no way he was going to give Austin the championship, only being there for a short period of time before moving across to WWF, of course. Austin also was involved in a triple threat match at December to Dismember for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, which the Sandman actually won, defeating Austin and Whipwreck in a triple threat match. And then it was Austin joining WWE in 1995, debuting in December 18th. So he had about a month, 2 months in ECW of fun before, of course, moving on to WWE, where he became originally the ringmaster before eventually breaking out and becoming Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the legend began. So this is the first of 7 matches on tonight's card. Up next, we will have Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka. Then, of course, we've got Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship. We've got Tajiri, Super Crazy, Mikey Whipwreck, and Little Guido in a 4-way elimination match. We got a tag team match, RVD and Sabu versus the Eliminators versus the Impact players, Just Incredible, Lance Storm. And, of course, that main event of the evening, the rematch from a few weeks ago. Terry Funk goes one-on-one against The Undertaker for the SWE Hardcore Championship. Of course, Terry Funk, the former SWE Hardcore Champion, looking to try and win that belt back away from The Undertaker. It's not going to be easy at all, is it really? We know how super strong The Undertaker is. It's going to be very difficult for Funk to try and pull that one off. But if he does, he'll become the first ever 3-time SWE Hardcore Champion. Austin there trying to grab a hold of the leg of Sandman, but Sandman rolled out the way. Sandman now has a hold of a table, which is never a safe situation for anyone to be in. Austin, though, was able to knock it out of his hands and send Sandman back into the ring. I think Austin really would want to try and keep this one inside the ring. I think he knows if it just sort of descends into a hardcore battle, he's going to struggle against someone like Sandman. He drops him in that big flapjack there, and Sandman's face hit that bottom rope. That's woven steel. That could have been enough for a knockout blow, but it wasn't quite as yet. Austin now stalking. Drags Sandman away from the rope, so I thought he was actually going to go for a big maneuver there, but decides against it. Drags him across into the corner. Big, stiff clothesline. Taking down Sandman. Springs off the ropes. In with a double axe handle. Austin now has the sledgehammer, one of the tools of one of his future rivals, Triple H. The sledgehammer in the gut. And then, oh, the low blow by Austin. It's all legal in these matches, of course. There's the pin. That might be enough for the 1, 2, and 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeats the Sandman via a low blow, which is interesting, but it all counts. Here in ECW, we encourage rule breaking. That puts Sandman down to a +2 after 15. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, or the superstar Steve Austin, is going to move up to... There's lots of Austins knocking around. There he is. He moves up to a +15 after 40, which elevates him up one position into 23rd and now puts him alongside Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. So interesting match to open things off then. Very interesting indeed. And it was really Austin's match to lose. He went out there, he did some big damage. He took every opportunity he possibly could. Here was that big flapjack drop in Sandman, as I said, face first onto that bottom rope, which of course is not springy as it looks. It's steel woven wire. It's very, very painful when you landed face first on it. And there was that big low blow. I mean, the sledgehammer blow earlier on was quite vicious, don't get me wrong, but that low blow was enough to take Sandman down and drop him like a sack of spuds. And there was the pin, and superstar Steve Austin is victorious here in front of the ECW crowd. And they absolutely loved it. He embraced the ECW way, and he comes out victorious. What will the future hold for this rookie? It's just mad seeing Austin with long blonde hair, isn't it, really? This is the sort of in-between the Hollywood Blondes Austin and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's a bizarre look, isn't it? But it works. Here we go then, our second match of the evening. It wouldn't be an ECW show if we didn't have Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka. It's overdone, but you can't not do it, can you really? First of all then, Mike Awesome currently sits in 30th in our ranking system with +11 after 16 matches. Of course, he was up to fight for the #1 contendership back on a couple of weeks ago now, wasn't it really? Alongside Shane Douglas, Taz, and Terry Funk. Of course, the match that was won by Terry Funk, who gets his reward for that match later on this evening, is looking very good. I don't think Mike Awesome, no, he's never held a championship in our Universe mode, which is crazy. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Mike Awesome, especially his ECW work. His WCW work was not great, but that's not his fault. That's due to awful booking, really, isn't it? And then we have Masato Tanaka. Let's check him in our ranking system. He is on +7 after 10 matches, so both these guys in a pretty decent position, to be honest. And of course, a big win here. It's tricky because neither of them generally get a lot of bookings unless we are doing ECW stuff. I think we did use both recently as part of when Worlds Collide, when we did the WWE versus AAA versus NXT style show. Because we sort of delved into the history and made ourselves a Hardcore Championship tournament. So it was pretty fun to do. And that's when both of them generally get pulled out of the woodwork, is whenever we do a Hardcore Championship style thing as well. But we'll see how things go. Tanaka dropping the knee on the back of the head of Mike Awesome. Brings Awesome back up. There's a knee strike right into the face. And now look at Mike Awesome raining down. Oh, the strikes into the face and sending Mike Awesome face first into the ladder. Remember, this is ECW rules, no DQ. Weapons are fully not only allowed, but fully encouraged. And both these guys are incredibly, not only talented, but incredibly resilient as well. It's going to take a hell of a lot to keep one of these guys down for the 3 count. And this is only our second of 7 matches here this evening. We have 2 championship matches still to come as well. That'll be Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. That's coming up next. That's for the Cruiserweight Championship. And also the main event of the evening, The Undertaker up against Terry Funk. And squeezed in the middle, as we've discussed, we do have Tajiri versus Super Crazy versus Mikey Whipwreck versus Little Guido. And we have RVD versus Sabu. No, RVD and Sabu versus the Eliminators. Perry Saturn and John Cronus versus the Impact players, Just Incredible and Lance Storm. That's not 7 matches, that's 6, isn't it? Hang on a minute, have I done this wrong? I don't know, we'll figure it out. We'll see if another match turns up out of the blue. I thought I booked 7, but it looks like 6 are on the card now, but there you go. See, this one really could go either way. I mean, how did he go in real life? Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka. And that was the ECW one back in Heatwave 1998. Rivalry database, there we go. Matches. Okay, oh my god, they've wrestled a lot, the pair of them. A lot in FMW. Quite a few times in ECW. Jerry Lynn and Masato Tanaka tag teamed up for a while. Okay, I don't know who won the most then, to be honest, because there's so many bloody matches, I can't figure it out. There was, this match happened for the ECW World Championship a couple of times, or 3 times. There were the one. This is the one. November to Remember was the big one. 8.61 rating on Cagematch after 143 votes. It was Masato Tanaka who came in as the challenger, losing to the current champion at that time, Mike Awesome. And look at some of the matches on that card. Spike Dudley versus Simon Diamond. Little Guido versus Nova. Okay. Jerry Lynn versus Super Crazy Tajiri. Wow. Okay. Sabu versus Chris Candido. Rob Van Dam versus Taz. The Impact Players versus Raven, Sandman, and Tommy. The Impact Players with Rhino versus Raven, Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer. Okay. But yeah, this was the big main match. Look at that powerbomb. Wow. Insane strength by Mike Awesome. Owner for a 2 count, though. Awesome now brings Tanaka back up to his feet. Tanaka fighting back. Awesome now taking Tanaka up on the shoulder. Tanaka fighting back with the elbows, looking to break free. But Mike Awesome fighting back with the elbow into the face. And now looking to take Tanaka up. Oh, Tanaka able to roll him through. Incredible agility being shown there. Dive straight into the pin. I don't think it'd be enough, but what you do is you force your opponent to kick out, which takes up energy. Tanaka now, look at that stiff forearm, the slap, and now in with that stiff ripcord lariat. Tanaka on the outside now gets a hold of a table. Tanaka, though, the boot right into the arm of Mike Awesome. It's a clever maneuver. If you can damage the arms and the legs and the back of Mike Awesome, who has been busted open now, you're going to reduce the chance of him picking somebody up and really going for the powerbomb. And look at that, over the top of the cutter there. The only problem is with that by Tanaka is he landed spine first on the table, which cannot be a comfortable position to be in at all, but it is enough for the win. Masato Tanaka, with that victory, he's third of the year, moves up to a +8 after 11 matches. And Mike Awesome, with that loss, he's third of the year as well, moves down to a +10 after 17. Wow. What a match that was, and what a finish there by Tanaka, diving over the top with the cutter. It wasn't great because he landed himself spine first on to the underside of that table. Very, very painful, but it was effective nonetheless. And you see all the big damage here that Tanaka had done. I mean, there was the first one onto the ladder earlier in the match. Very, very effective, but not quite enough. And then he was able to hit it later on again in the match onto the table. That was another pin. That was earlier on. Mike Awesome. Here was the powerbomb. This was quite early in the match as well, but still quite early here. When it just shows how many highlights there were in this match. It went on, and you didn't realize just how high impactful and big some of these maneuvers were. But eventually it was Tanaka here hitting that over-the-top cutter once again. You see the table where it's positioned on the ground? I mean, Tanaka hits this move perfectly, but his lower spine landed on the underside of that table. It must have been incredibly painful, but he couldn't dwell on it. He knows he needed to jump straight into the pin, and it was effective. He gets the free count. There we go. Masato Tanaka is victorious. Not been a great week then for Mike Awesome. Losing that match on Monday in the #1 contendership. Now losing this one as well. It's all looking good, though, for Masato Tanaka. And here we go to our first championship match of the evening. Eddie Guerrero defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Rey Mysterio. Rey, of course, won this opportunity by defeating Psychosis in a best 2 out of 3 falls match only a couple of weeks ago. And now gets the chance to face off against the new-ish Cruiserweight champion, the shape of Eddie Guerrero. Of course, Eddie did actually defeat Rey a few weeks back to qualify for the #1 contendership. Rey actually won the championship away from the then champion Juventud Guerrera. Okay, I've started writing notes there and completely just stopped by the looks of it. 1 versus Juventud Guerrera. When did he win it? When did Eddie face Juventud Guerrera is a question. Let me have a look at our show history then. So it would have been, was it Legacy? Yeah, it must have been oh no, it was Halloween Havoc. Of course it was. You tit. Of course it was Halloween Havoc. That's where we did Rey versus Eddie, innit? Right. At Halloween Havoc 2025. Okay, there we go. So Eddie is on his first ever run as the Cruiserweight champion. Rey Mysterio never held the belt himself. I don't think Rey Mysterio has ever held gold at all. No, he hasn't. He's never held gold at all in SWE. So Rey really looking for the opportunity to show what he can do. And today's a big opportunity. However, we have gone for, I mean, this is the version of Rey that won the opportunity. It's ECW Classic Rey. However, the Eddie Guerrero defending the championship was the one who won it. It's Prime Eddie Guerrero from... Oh, no, it's not. No, yeah, it is Prime Eddie Guerrero, isn't it? Yeah. Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero from WWE. This is World Champion Eddie Guerrero. So I think, based on that, for me, Eddie has to be the favourite to go and win this one. But Rey has the ability to show what he can do. Rey, nice strike into the face. With a boot right in the back of the leg as well. Eddie and Ray both now up on the corner. Ray, look at a lovely Hurricanrana from the top rope. Ray now up on top. Oh, he went for the springboard. Eddie was able to take a step back and allow Ray to crash face first into the mat. Eddie now spins Ray around. There's a clubbing blow into the back. Eddie now slamming Ray face first into that top turnbuckle pad as well. And Eddie smartly working over the leg of Ray. Smartest thing to do here, because you know by working over the leg, you can potentially start to limit the damage and the offense that Ray can hit. He's all about the springboards, he's all about the speed, he's all about everything else like that. And by taking out his legs, you can really remove any offense from Ray, or at least slow him down significantly. Look at Ray here now. Code red on Eddie, middle of the ring. Tilt-a-whirl slam there by Ray as well on Eddie. Big opportunity. Like I said, Eddie defeated Ray only a couple of weeks back at Halloween Havoc to earn the opportunity to face off against Juventud Guerrero. And now Ray has a chance of having a go back. Look at that tornado DDT though by Eddie, showing incredible ability and speed, dropping Ray face first onto the upturned table. Now stalking the grounded Ray. Nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker once again there by Eddie. Now dropping Ray in with a pin. There's the one. Only a 1 count. Eddie, lovely dropkick into the face of Ray, trying to take some control. Looking to pull away under the ring and find himself a sledgehammer. It's still ECW rules, no matter if it's Cruiserweight or not. No DQ. Weapons encouraged, all the classic lines. Tilt-a-whirl slam once again by Ray, slamming Eddie into the upturned table. Incredibly painful. Look at the elbows now right in the gut by Eddie on Ray. Into the turnbuckle. Eddie now looking to set that table up. We haven't seen many table spots so far this week. Been nice to get some in. I mean, the AI in this game is not incredible, is it really? Been nice to actually have some fun stuff going on. And Eddie is taking more and more control in this match now. And it does seem like a matter of when, not if, at this point in time, Eddie's going to walk away still holding this championship, because he's dominating. Ray is really, really struggling. Eddie now back in the ring. What is he going to go for? And the table's been arse-ended. A big dropkick in the corner. Eddie once again setting up the table. And again knocking it over. The AI in this game is so stupid, I tell you. It really, really is. Eddie slamming Ray once again into the corner. Raining down with the strikes. Eddie now bringing a chair back into the ring as well. Slamming it into the grounded Ray. Ray is really just struggling. It's a matter of time here, isn't it? I mean, if Ray does get this, I know... Wow, look at that. The X Factor, though. Straight face first into the chair. I know Eddie and Ray are both well known as some of the best, most resilient wrestlers of all time. And the damage that Ray has taken in this match, he could always turn it around and go for something. It's just not looking like it, is it? It's looking like this is a matter of time before Eddie walks away. But look at Ray here. Cheeky roll up. There's the pin. He's got the legs hooked as well. It's not even a 1 count. Oh, my God. Not even a 1 count. Once again, for the 3rd time in the match, Eddie sets up the table. I mean, he's bound to knock it over again. You watch, but he did drop kick the ladder right into the face of Rey Mysterio. Eddie now wrenching back at the arm. Look at Rey rolling Eddie through. Rey now looking to re-enter the ring. Up on top, goes in with a leg drop from the top. Beautiful move, very painful. Rey sending Eddie back into the ring. Again, Eddie, not his fault this time, but he does knock the table over again. There's the pin. Not even a 1 count. I mean, this is an interesting match. This match is definitely going the length, but has he got the has he got the entertainment factor? I mean, he's done pretty well. It's been pretty back and forth in the last few minutes. Rey has definitely got a hell of a lot back into this match. There's the steel chair across the chest. And look at that, jumping a flip straight into the Hurricanrana. There's the pin for the 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. I wish they had a classic Rey on this game. I don't like current day Rey on this game. He's a very... I want like prime Rey, it'd be pretty cool. Lovely power slam there by Eddie once again. Guerrero now throwing the table onto Rey. Rey once again, though, flipping in to that Hurricanrana takedown. There's the pin. Oh, it's getting closer, you know. It's getting bloody close. That was a 2.5. Get Eddie there, drop kicked off the apron by Rey. Rey now setting up the table himself. Will he get stay up this time? Or going to get knocked over again? Eddie now catches a hold of Rey, takes him up with a suplex, keeps the grip, rolls their hit. We're looking for the 3 amigos on the outside. There's the second, and there is the trifecta of amigos. Eddie now grabs a hold of a trash can. Put the boot right in the back, and now Eddie wrenching back with the submission hold. But Rey able to break free, of course, although it is no DQ and it is no countouts. Pinfalls and submissions only count inside the ring, so I mean, Eddie can lock in that submission hold on the outside of the ring, but it's not going to make any difference at all. It's all about getting your opponent in the ring and getting him pinned, as there's the tornado, heads as a takedown by Rey Mysterio. Here we go. Back under the ring once again, looking for some more weaponry. Has the kendo stick right across the kneecaps of Eddie Guerrero. Smart thing to do. Again, as I said earlier on, what Eddie was doing to Rey, now Rey's doing to Eddie, working down the body parts. By taking down the leg, you really weaken what your opponent can do. Eddie fighting back on Rey, striking the gut, and now sending Rey crashing to the mat on the outside. That boot right in the spine once again by Eddie Guerrero on Rey Mysterio. This match is definitely going the distance, isn't it? I think this match has been as long as the other 2 matches combined so far. I said we've still got 3 more. Is it 3 more matches to come tonight? Yes, it is, isn't it? We've got Tajiri, Mikey Whipwreck, Little Guido, and Super Crazy, the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. And we also have tag team action, RVD and Sabu versus the Impact players, Lance Storm and Just Incredible versus The Eliminators, that's it. Perry Saturn and... I completely forgot then. Perry Saturn and John Cronus, and of course the main event of the evening, The Undertaker versus Terry Funk for the SWE Hardcore Championship. What's wrong, Kat? This cat is so over the top, you know, at the moment. I've been away for a few days for work, and she is now so desperate for any attention. It's unbelievable. She's just here. She's actually in front of the screen now, so I can't see what's going on. Now I can. Oh, go over the top. Wow. Lovely that by Ray. Springboard over the top, taken down. Eddie now goes to the pin. It might be a little bit delayed, to be honest. He should have gone for it after that big flipping senton. Eddie survives and slides to the outside. Again, I mean, Ray's loving that, isn't he? Ray is loving that flip into the Hurricanrana. We've seen it a couple of times this match already. Eddie now gets the kendo stick broken across his legs. I really thought this was going to be a walkover for Eddie early in the match. He was dominating so much, but Ray was taking some control back. Eddie finally taking control back in this match now, but can he get back him in the ring and go for the pin? That's what he needs. And look at that, the Mexican surfboard submission hold by Eddie. Look at him pulling back at Ray. Absolutely brutal. Look at Ray with a kick in the face on Eddie. Ray now sending Eddie crashing into the barricade. How is this match still freaking going? That's what annoys about this game sometimes. It really does. The problem is, it's coding. That's the issue. That is the issue. Because there's no DQ, because there's no countouts, both guys will just fight outside the ring for 200 years. With the elbows in the gut now by Eddie on Ray. There's that running drop kick. And of course, Eddie can't win the match on the outside because his finisher is the frog splash. Which means he's probably got some saved up, but he's not going to go for it. He's going to go straight for the pin after the chair attack anyway, and it's not quite enough. It's still only a 2 count. Suplex on the outside there by Ray on Eddie. Eddie's sending Ray back into the ring. Eddie's just got to go for a frog splash. Surely he's got one saved up at this point, surely. There's the big flapjack face first on to the table. Eddie, for the 97th time in this match, sets up the table. And for the 96th time, probably going to knock it over. No, he puts himself through it this time. Oh my god, this game is so shite, you know? This game really is one of the worst things that's ever been made. It really is. And that's why we've sort of slowed down a lot on the videos, because it's getting so bloody difficult. It's getting so difficult these days. I'd say a big leg drop, though. That could be enough. Ray could become the brand new Cruiserweight champion here with that leg drop. And he has. He's done it. Oh, my God. I mean, it really does help when your opponent puts himself for a freaking table, doesn't it, really? But Rey Mysterio is your brand new SWE Cruiserweight champion. We've really added an Attitude Era run to the Cruiserweight Championship recently. No one can keep the belt, though, can they? Juventud beat Leo Rush and lost it in his first defense against Eddie. And Eddie has lost at his first defense now against Ray. Let's see if Ray can be a bit more of a longer-standing champion than Eddie was. But this is Ray's first ever championship in SWE as well. Where are we? Insert notes. There we go. Defeated Eddie Guerrero at... Where are we? ECW November. I know we're in December now, but I've got behind, so it is what it is. December to Remember 2025. There we go. There we go. Rey Mysterio is a brand new Cruiserweight champion in one of, let's just call it an Iron Man match, I suppose, at this point in time. But this was the end. Throwing Eddie off the top rope, and I didn't realise the sledgehammer, you know. So Eddie landed on the sledgehammer and then got leg dropped onto the sledgehammer as well. It was a big finish. And it was very effective for Rey, who not only picks up the championship, but also picks up himself a ranking point as well, which he needed, because that now puts Rey, for the first time in many, many years, up to a plus in our ranking system. He's on +1 after 47 matches. And Eddie Guerrero, with that loss, is going to move down to a +2 after 37 matches. Well done, Rey, your brand new SWE Cruiserweight Champion. And here we go then, fatal 4-way elimination action is upon us. First of all, we have got Tajiri. He is on -4 after 5 matches. Surprised we haven't done more of Tajiri, to be honest. It's a really, really good core. I mean, 2 of those 5 matches have come this year already, so he's getting more action this year. Definitely someone we'll have to make sure gets more action moving forward as well, because he is an absolute legend of, I was going to say Japanese wrestling. He's an absolute legend of wrestling, isn't he? I mean, very successful across Japan, successful in ECW, and very successful as well in WWE. Former Cruiserweight and Hardcore Champion as well. We have also got Super Crazy, who is on -1 after 1. So this is Super Crazy's second ever match, which again surprised me. We haven't used this guy more often. We have got Mikey Whipwreck, who's the ultimate guy who just surprised me. He's the one guy that I always remember never looking like a wrestler, but also actually being very, very good. I mean, he's not the most outstanding wrestler in the world. He's never going to go down the annals as like the best wrestler of all time, but definitely very underrated, and I think that's mainly due to his look. And of course, he was a former ECW champion and worked WWE and WCW as well. He is also on -1 after 1. And then we have Little Guido, who is on -1 after 3. 2 matches back in 2021, which of course were both part of the SWE Tag Team Championship Tournament. The original Tag Team Championship Tournament. And he's already had 1 match this year as part of a tag team. So none of these guys have really had a huge amount of matches, so this is a big opportunity for one of them to push themselves forward and show what they can do. Because, of course, remember, there are lots of points up for grabs here. This is a fatal 4-way elimination match. There is 1 point available for every elimination on top of, course, the point given to the winner. So if you were to win this match and eliminate all 3 of your opponents, you could pick up a +4 and really force your hand and force our hand, giving you more opportunities in the future. Because there are some big things coming up. I'm just thinking Latin American Championship Tournament for someone like Super Crazy, for example. Tajiri, of course, we do have the All Asian Championship, of course, the Cruiserweight Championship. All these guys should be involved in the Hardcore title as well. Why not? But I remember these matches happening quite a lot. The likes of Tajiri, Super Crazy, Little Guido seem to work against each other quite a lot, to be honest, back in ECW days. They were all fantastic as well. And I'm pretty sure there was a group at one point. Oh, it was Super Crazy. It was definitely Super Crazy and Tajiri were in it, I'm pretty sure. And I want to say also Super Crazy and Tajiri had a Mexican death match on ECW television once. I'm sure they were part of a group. Super Crazy, Tajiri. Let me do Tajiri and... So I'm on Cagematch at the moment. So Tajiri and Stables? Tag teams and Stables, there we go. Unholy Alliance, there we go. It was Mikey Whipwreck and Tajiri. I thought someone else was in that as well. Maybe not. Maybe it was just those 2 then. There's also the Network, had Tajiri in there. Okay. There's also Kai and Tai. For some reason, I just thought you had Super Crazy as well, but no, it was just Tajiri and Mikey Whipwreck. They were the Unholy Alliance led by the Sinister Minister. And they're a pretty decent team, to be honest. And they've been having matches up until 2019, actually. Mikey Whipwreck and Tajiri recently faced off against Channing Decker and Trent Gibson at GPW's Unholy. They had a spate of matches in 2012 as well. Okay. That's pretty cool to see. They're still wrestling together. So this, I don't know if this is Falls Count Anywhere. It might be. I can't remember how I set these matches up sometimes is the problem. Tajiri now waiting for Super Crazy. Going to take him up. In with the Brainbuster. Pinned by Tajiri on Super Crazy. Only a 2 count, but it's close. Tajiri now brings Whipwreck back up to a standing base. Back into the ring. And the big boot right across the side of their head is Super Crazy. That was the knockout blow. I don't know why he hasn't gone for the pin. I think he could have had Super Crazy out there, you know. I don't know why he didn't go for the pin after that knockout blow. Tajiri taking down Little Guido. And a big super kick into the face of Whipwreck. Tajiri's shown some incredible maneuvers here. He really is. I mean, who I think the favourite... I mean, I would say Tajiri would be my favourite to go on and win it. But I do feel like Whipwreck and Super Crazy and even Guido are all quality wrestlers. I think Guido, for me, would be the surprise. But it wouldn't be completely outside of the box to say he could win it. I'm starting to lose my voice. I've not recorded one of these in a few weeks, and my voice is really struggling. I do apologise. Nice jawbreaker there by Super Crazy. Tajiri the boot right in the back of the leg. So don't forget, still 2 more matches left for you after this one. We've got some tag team action coming up next. We have got RVD and Sabu up against the Eliminators. Perry Saturn and John Cronus up against the Impact players, Lance Storm and Just Incredible. And of course, that main event of the evening, the Undertaker's rematch up against Terry Funk for the SWE Hardcore Championship. Still no eliminations yet in this one. But it does feel like a matter of time before it does come. There's the stunner by Whipwreck on Little Guido. There's the pin. And it's a 1. It's a 2. No, only a 2 count. This K-Radiation guy, by the way, who made all these calls is just incredible. He is such a good call creator. Whipwreck now dragging Guido face first, slamming him into the mat. Cheeky roll up here by Super Crazy. Only enough for the 1. There's Guido with a strike in the face of Super Crazy. In with the unprettier onto the steel chair on the ground as well. This could be enough for the 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. That and the Angel's Wings there by Mikey Whipwreck on Tajiri. Whipwreck now with a stunner on Super Crazy. Surely that's got to be enough for our first elimination. Whipwreck hitting the stunner. There's the 1. There's the 2. There's the 3. Super Crazy is eliminated at the hands of Mikey Whipwreck. Super Crazy then drops down to a -2 after 2. And Mikey Whipwreck with his first point in SWE is a bonus point, which puts him on 0 now. Of course, 1 finished match and this match still ongoing. So still a chance of picking up more points. Tajiri there with a kick into Mikey Whipwreck and now looking to take him up. In with a brainbuster. It's going to happen. I mean, Little Guido's going to win this match, isn't he? You watch Little Guido win this match now. Tajiri, it's only a 2 count on Whipwreck. slamming Guido face first into the mat, or the turnbuckle pole, should we say. Turnbuckle post, that's the word I'm looking for. Pin now by Tajiri on Mikey Whipwreck once again. Again, it's only a 2 count. Running dropkick in the back of the head there by Guido on Tajiri. Guido taking a good chance here just to try and pick off the pieces like a vulture. Tajiri now sent crashing over the top of Whipwreck. There's the armbar now locked in by Guido, wrenching back at the arm of Mikey Whipwreck. And look at Tajiri just smashing the light tube across Guido. Guido caught him though, spins him round, in with that jumping unprettier face first into the matting on the outside. It's very thin matting. It's less than an inch thick. It does not protect you that much, but it is enough only for a 2. Whipwreck now, big German suplex, bridges for the pin here on Guido for the 1. Only a 1 count. And look at Tajiri now, the strikes. Big overhand, boot in the gut. And now in with that reverse kick, taking down Whipwreck. Guido now boot in the gut. In with a Faymaster as well. Where's Guido getting these big moves from? Look at this, the barbed wire wrapped baseball bat slammed into Tajiri. There's the pin for the 1, 2. Oh, still only a 2 count. Wow. Tajiri now sending Guido straight into the turnbuckle post, now sliding back into the ring. There's the boot right into the side of the head of Whipwreck, stalking him as well. And in with a brainbuster there by Tajiri, and a spinning heel kick taking down Guido. Tajiri drops into the pin for the 1, for the 2, and for the 3. Tajiri eliminates Mikey Whipwreck. So Whipwreck goes back down to a -1 after 2 matches. And it's Tajiri with that point. He needed that so much. He's on -4 before this match begins. Now he moves up to -3. If he can win this match, he'll move himself up to a -1, which will be a huge swing for Tajiri, who currently sits in 1063rd position in the arse end of the ranking system. Dropkick. Wow, what a jumping dropkick that was by Guido. I said earlier on it would be a surprise if Guido won, which really means that he's definitely going to win. Guido throwing the trash can lid at Tajiri. Tajiri now with those kicks. We know how effective he is with those kicks. There's the neck breaker. Guido really busted open. You see the crimson rolling down the chest. And Tajiri just looks to add insult to injury there with the big kicks. And now the drop kick into the side of the head of the grounded Guido. Tajiri now Hurricanrana. There's a knee right into the arm of Tajiri. Guido was going to head up to the top, but no, backs to the outside. Going to look for some toys to help him go on and win this match. He has the steel chair, which is going to prop up in the corner. Guido now scoop slam. Dragging Tajiri back away from the ropes, and now Guido folds him over. Wow, into that submission, almost like a lion tamer. Oh my god, he's tapped. I fucking said it, didn't I? I knew it was going to bloody happen. Tajiri drops back down to a -4, and it's little freaking Guido. It's Nunzio who goes and picks up the bloody victory in this one, isn't it? So he moves up then to a +1 after 4 matches. Who would have freaking believed it? Who would have freaking believed that little Guido would have picked up the win here? I said, as soon as I said it's possible, I knew it was going to happen. I know how this game works more than it knows how it works itself. But it was an interesting match. We had 3 eliminations, of course, altogether to get the win. And it was a different person getting every single elimination. Whipwreck eliminating, of course, Super Crazy. Tajiri eliminating Whipwreck. And then Guido eliminating Tajiri. The points have been spread nicely. The likes of Tajiri and Whipwreck will come out of this match exactly as they came in. They gained a point, they lost a point. But Little Guido gains 2 points from this one. And it's Super Crazy who is at the other side. Who would have thought that out of everyone to win this match is Little Guido, and also by submission as well? Bloody Nora. Well, there we go. Big victory then for Little Guido, who I think at this point, you've got to think about him, haven't you? I mean, I know he is not European, but since he's part of the FBI, the full-blooded Italians, does he qualify for the European Championship? It's a very slim line that we could cross, but who knows? Let's move on. Here we go then, tag team action. We've got RVD and Sabu, we've got the Impact players, and we have got the Eliminators. Let's check where they do stand in the grand terms of ranking systems. RVD and Sabu currently sit in 50th position on +2 after 4 matches, including 1 victory so far this year. We have got Lance Storm and Just Incredible of the Impact players. They currently sit on... Well, Lance Storm's in 3 different tag teams in our ranking system. They're on -2 after 2. They had 1 match back in 2021, which they lost. Originally part, of course, of our SWE Tag Team Championship tournament. And they also had 1 match this year, which they've lost as well. Yeah, we've got Lance Storm also in the Thrill Seekers with Chris Jericho and the Un-Americans with Christian. And then we have got the Eliminators... The team of Perry Saturn and John Cronus. They're on -1 after 5 matches, but 2 losses from 2 so far this year. So all of them are sort of just floating around that sort of lower middle part of the ranking system, and they could all massively do with this victory, which of course is worth 3 points. 1 point for the victory, and then 2 bonus points for defeating multiple opponents at once. So big opportunity indeed for one of these teams to elevate themselves. And a great opportunity to showcase them, because I mean, they're guys that I didn't want to miss out on this card this week. I mean, we've seen RVD and we've seen Sabu wrestle so far. We've seen Sabu wrestle twice, actually. This is Sabu's 3rd match of the week. And let's have a look at the singles rankings then, because I'm sure RVD and Sabu could do with some points in that as well. RVD is on +10 after 26. 37th position in the ranking system. Very, very good for him. Sabu currently on 0 after 25. 10 matches so far this year. Currently sits on -2 after those 10. Lance Storm +3 after 11 is quite good, to be honest with you. Only 1 match this year. That was a tag team match, of course, he lost. Just Incredible -2 after 7 matches. Again, 1 match this year, the tag team match that he lost. Perry Saturn is on +4 after 9. With 4 matches so far this year, winning 2 of those 4. And we have John Cronus. He is on -1 after 5. I think he's only ever appeared in our Universe mode as part of this tag team. Never in any singles competition. This is a triple threat tag team elimination match, so yeah. Both members of the team have to be pinned to be eliminated and officially out of this match. The winners will be the last team or person standing in this match. Because, of course, remember, you could be eliminated first. If your tag team partner goes the distance, they can still win the match on your behalf, which is possible. We have seen it in the past. It's unlikely. If you are the first eliminated, the massive disadvantage your team has generally means that you're probably not going to go the distance, but there you go. It's possible. It depends who you are as well. I mean, if RVD's the one left on his own, he's probably the best single star in this match. Probably does have the ability to go the distance, but it all depends. We'll see what happens. I do fancy RVD and Sabu as the favourites to win this one. Although I think they're the best two, like, singles wrestlers. I think if we look at actual tag teams, then both the other tag teams are actually incredible. I mean, John Cronus and Perry Saturn, the Eliminators for me are one of my favourite tag teams of all time. Probably very, very underrated in the grand scheme of things. And again, the Impact players, Lance Storm, just incredible. Again, two very underappreciated wrestlers. Lance Storm, probably one of the, I'll say one of the best. He's not one of the best. He's one of the, he's definitely one of the top wrestlers of all time. But because he was not the most interesting of people, he never really got the plaudits he deserves. And I think WWE was smart towards the end of that because they started to use that as his gimmick. They started to use the fact that he was boring as part of the gimmick for him indeed, and I think that was quite a smart thing to do. They actually literally took his downfall and turned it into his plus. Strikes in the gut there by Perry Saturn, now looking to take down Just Incredible. Saturn now over the top he goes. Drop into the outside, Cronus, big drop kick taking down Sabu. Look at Just Incredible now. Oh, gets caught by Cronus, takes him up and drops him with a Bulldog. Lovely stiff clothesline there by Cronus, taking down Sabu. As Rob Van Dam rolling thunder on the outside on Perry Saturn. Pin now by Cronus on Storm. Storm able to break free. Takedown there by Cronus on Lance Storm. Now Cronus heading up to the top rope. Lovely. I'd say John Cronus was an incredibly agile wrestler. He really, really was. Boot in the gut there by Just Incredible. Big boot in the head as well. Lovely stiff clothesline there by Sabu, taken down PJ Polacco. Just Incredible. The lovely DDT on the, there's a pile driver, shall I say, on the outside by RVD as well. There's just so much action going on. I'm losing track of what's going on now. Hit on the outside. It's only for a 2 count there by Rob Van Dam. Lance Storm with just a little kick across his chest just to let him know what's going on. The knees in the face by Just Incredible. Cronus comes flying back in with a spinning heel kick, taking him down. Cronus now with a pin for the 1, 2, only a 1 count. RVD and Sabu together trying to work over Lance Storm, but Lance Storm, incredible roll through into the Boston Crab. But Sabu was able to break free. Perry Saturn, lovely suplex on the outside there on Rob Van Dam as well. Cronus now drop it into the pin for the 1, 2, and a 3. There we go. First elimination. There goes Just Incredible. Wow. Okay. Lance Storm is on his own. Like I said, it's very, very difficult normally to survive on your own in a match like this. So Lance Storm has definitely got his back against the wall, especially when he's being worked up by John Cronus already. Lovely running leg lariat, though, by Storm, taking down John Cronus. Lance Storm now single leg Boston Crab. There's the pin. Cronus able to break free. Rob Van Dam's in the ring now. There's the kicks on John Cronus. There's the pin now by RVD for the 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. I mean, if RVD and Sabu can eliminate one of the Eliminators, they'll be in a very, very strong position here. Perry Saturn now with RVD up in with a Death Valley driver. It's only a 2 count. And the Eliminators are looking strong here, though, I must admit. They're both standing tall with weapons in hand. Perry Saturn just dropping RVD with that barbed wire baseball bat. Lance Storm now eliminates Sabu, and the Eliminators are the ones in the strong position. Oh my god, RVD was trying to pile drive Saturn there. Cronus saved him, but in the process dropped Saturn head first into the mat. It's now 2-on-1-on-1. The Eliminators versus Lance Storm versus Rob Van Dam. And the Eliminators have got to be in a super strong position here. So the Eliminators also had the coolest finisher maneuver as well. They had total elimination. It was a high-low sweep. One guy went for the low kick, and then the other guy, John Cronus, went exactly for that spinning heel kick we just saw there. He's going to hit that 450 splash on RVD. If he gets this elimination, which he should do here, he does indeed. RVD and Sabu are out because I said they were the favourites to win. Evidently, that means, as always, RVD and Sabu, they lose, move down to a +1 after 5. In the singles rankings then, RVD with that loss moves down to a +9 after 27. Sabu with that loss is going to move down to a -1 after 26. Nice trip there by Cronus on Lance Storm. It's 2-on-1 now. The Eliminators surely are going to get this victory. Lovely belly-to-belly suplex. Pin now by Cronus. Perry Saturn went for a bit of a back senton then, landed awkwardly on his own back after his opponent had moved Lance Storm out of the way. Throwing the stop sign straight onto the grounded Storm, and now in with the Dragon Screw. Smart maneuver there because Lance Storm is well known for his strikes and his kicks. Taking that away with the Dragon Screw is an important maneuver. If Lance Storm can pull this off, by the way, this will be an incredible turnaround. Lance Storm taking down Cronus, now trying to work over Perry Saturn as well. Lovely drop toe hold. Oh, but Cronus comes popping over the top with the super kick. Spinning heel kick. No, Storm moved out of the way. Clubbing blow by Storm. Now looking to lock in that single leg Boston Crab. Lance Storm, incredible. If he can make Perry Saturn tap, this is going to be very interesting indeed. Oh, but Cronus is there to save him. There's the strikes now in the gut. Lance Storm sending Cronus face first into the top turnbuckle. There's the scoop slam. I say Lance Storm's doing incredibly well for a guy who's in a 2-on-1 situation. Lovely spinning heel kick from the top there by Storm. Perry Saturn takes him up on the shoulders. In with that big Death Valley driver. That's got to be it, surely. Storm put on an incredible performance here. But the Eliminators in a 2-on-1 situation is just a bit too much. There we go. There we freaking go. Lance Storm. Let's get the ranking system updated singles-wise first, because that's where I am. Lance Storm with that loss then moves down to a +2 after 12. And Justin Credible moves down to a -3 after 8. Then we have a victory for Perry Saturn. With that win, it moves up to a +5 after 10. John Cronus, his first tag team win of the year, moves up to a 0 after 6. In the tag team rankings then, we have the Eliminators. They were a -1 before this match begins, but with the 2 bonus points and the victory, they move up to a +2 after 6, so a massive spin for them. Moves them into the pluses, and Lance Storm and Just Incredible of the Impact players suffer another loss. That's -3. Never won a tag team match together, those two. 3 losses from 3 matches. There we go. There we freaking go. The Eliminators are victorious. And that could open up some doors for some potential future matches. Maybe even towards the Tag Team Championships, who knows? And that is what it's for then, the SWE Hardcore Championship. We have an opportunity for Terry Funk to win back the belt that he lost only a few weeks back at Halloween Havoc. It's not going to be freaking easy though, up against the Undertaker. Now we haven't just handed Terry Funk this rematch, he did earn it by winning a fatal 4-way elimination match against Mike Awesome, Shane Douglas and Taz. So a real big win just to get here. And he's hoping that momentum can help him topple the dead man himself, The Undertaker, making a very rare, if ever, appearance in the ECW arena. Terry Funk, the former two-time SWE Hardcore Champion, looking to become the first ever three-time champion at anything, I'm pretty sure? No. Bret Hart is a former three-time world champion, so he'd be the first ever three-time Hardcore Champion, though. Currently on his second run, well, he was on his second run as the champion. Only Darby Allin has done the same in the past in the Hardcore division. But he has a chance to become the first time... I can't even freaking talk. My brain's fizzled. It has fizzled to nothing. The match is underway. Let's ignore that entire opening segment that I just spoke about. I think it's going to be hard. I mean, even though he's got that massive momentum winning that fatal 4-way elimination match, the chances of beating The Undertaker, in my opinion, are very slim. Taker is just a whole nother animal. In the ranking system at the moment, Taker, he's got to be quite up there now, hasn't he? He had a fantastic run before coming and taking this championship. He's on plus 18 after 61 matches. He's plus 12 for the year so far. Had a fantastic 2025. Taker now dropping the leg drop on Terry Funk. Let's have a look at Funk in the ranking system then. He is on plus 11 after 28, plus 8 in 2025 altogether, in 32nd in the ranking system. So both looking pretty damn good. Terry Funk, I've also got plans for the tag team division. Not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I might wait for the release of... The problem is, I'm in that fine line, right? There's a lot of things I want to do with the game, but it's probably best to wait for 2026 or WWE 2K25 to be released, which is supposed to be early next year, because we want the better game, we want the bigger audience, because at the moment the 2K crowd has completely died a death, hence why the videos are dying down a bit, because I'm getting... The amount of work that goes into making these, the views aren't great, so I'm sort of trying to stagger it a bit more. But the problem is, when a brand new game comes out, we can't get the cores. So if I want to do a tag team tournament, which is what I want to do, involving different generations, it's going to be very difficult to do if we haven't got the best cores available. So for example... Oh, bloody hell, there we go. Where have we got it? We've got tag team... Where are we? I've got so many things lined up, I tell you. Where is it? There we go. The Generational Tag Team Champions League. There we go. So we had the 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. So we got 5... Is that 5? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tournaments. And the winner of each of those 6 tournaments will then face off in a sort of round-robin style tournament. So, yeah, the chances of having the cores for the Funk brothers are probably not that bad. Terry Funk and Dory Funk Jr. not terrible. The Valiant brothers, the Briscoe brothers... Dick the Bruiser and Crusher, the Andersons, the Wild Samoans, the Blackjacks. Yeah, it's going to be tricky to get those cores available. There's a real balancing act between the game being relevant and the cores being available, but we'll have to try and see what we can do, I suppose. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. Undertaker here, early looking for the chokeslam. Terry Funk fighting back. Remember, it is Hardcore Championship, so hardcore rules. No DQ, no countouts. But first pinfall or submission inside the ring is the one that's going to count. Funk now taking Taker up, dropping him across his knee with that shin breaker. Taker now sending Funk off the ropes, ducks underneath. Over the top he goes, crash into the mat. Taker now launching the trash can towards Funk, but Punk pops up. Taking down Undertaker, grabs a hold of that Singapore cane. Look at that, throwing it straight into the face of the Undertaker. Undertaker once again though in firm control, raining down the strikes into his grounded opponents. Undertaker now with the trash can, launching it into the gut of Terry Funk. Undertaker now has Funk throttled once again, the choke slam. I mean, it could be a very short match here indeed. There's the pin. Only a 2 count. Undertaker now stalking. I mean, this could be all, couldn't it? This really could be a quick main event here. We've seen the choke slam. There's a 2 count. There's the tombstone pile driver. There's the 1. There's the 2. No, Funk still survives. Terry Funk now sending Taker off the ropes. Over the top he goes. I mean, if Funk can turn this all around now after that real battering he's just taken from the Undertaker, this will be an incredible story of resilience and comeback. The Funk now raining Taker with the strikes. Taker slowly getting back up to his feet. Terry Funk with the overhand strikes. Drop into the outside. Terry Funk now with a steel chair right across the spine. And again. Terry Funk now up on the top, looking for that moonsault. He's hit it. Can Terry Funk do this and become the first of a 3-time SWE Hardcore Champion? It's only a 2 count. It was freaking close though, wasn't it? Really close. Terry Funk now, there's the neck breaker. There's the pin. Oh my god, that's close again. Super close. Funk now bringing Taker back up to a standing base. Funk, there's the scoop slam, taking down Undertaker. Brings him back up once again. But Undertaker fighting back. Is he thinking? I thought he was looking for a last ride there potentially, but Terry Funk saw it coming and broke free. Funk now brings Taker back up to face. There's a stiff right hand. Taker dropped and Taker busted open. Taker's well known for his striking ability to be striked like that by somebody else and not the way that he was and busted open. That might actually wake him up, if anything, to be honest. Undertaker once again under the ring. This time finds himself a ladder. There's the leg drop. There is the running DDT by Terry Funk. This match is a lot closer than I expected, you know. Especially earlier on when we saw the choke slam and the tombstone. I really thought this match was going to be short-lived. But there's the pin now by Terry Funk on Undertaker. Oh, it's a 2 count, but it's freaking close again. Undertaker getting back up to his feet. And Terry Funk catches him, looking for those spinning toe holds. Will Undertaker tap? He grabs hold of the rope. It doesn't matter. It's hardcore rules. The rope's not going to save you in this one. A big choke slam. Undertaker just dropping this trash can onto Terry Funk once again. A strike in the face. Funk now dropping Taker face first across the top. Terry Funk now with the Singapore cane. Swinging it, but Taker caught him with the little jab in the face. Funk now pile driver. He's going to do this, Funk, isn't he? Is Funk really going to pull this one off? Oh my god, he's done it. Terry Funk has freaking done it. You know what? That has surprised me. That has freaking surprised me, but Terry Funk gets himself the point, moves up to a plus 12 after 29 matches. Undertaker, he's had a good run. But Taker, suffering only his third loss of the year, moves down to a plus 17 after 62. And Terry Funk becomes the first ever 3-time SWE Hardcore Champion. And it couldn't have been a more deserving guy. Terry Funk is an incredible wrestler indeed. And the resilience, like I said, Taker absolutely demolished Funk in the early parts of the match. He really, really did. November. But then again, The Undertaker has come all the way to Terry Funk's home, come all the way to ECW. And Terry Funk was not the most nicest host, was he really? Beat the crap out of Undertaker in the end. But yeah, right on cue, the software crashed again, but that is it. That's all I've got to tell you for tonight. I hope you have enjoyed. Of course, if you have, hit the like, subscribe, all the other good stuff, and I'll see you again next weekend for another special. I think we're going to be celebrating the career of John Cena next week in a series of specials involving the first times, his best times, the dream times, and of course the final times of his career across 4 separate shows. So I'll see you all next weekend. Love you, good night, like, subscribe, goodbye.